Hello everyone, Shiro Kaizen here. I'm going to be bringing you my second ever game cast. I'm going to be casting a 1 versus 1 between two very excellent players. In the bottom left corner, the Zerg LiquidTLO, ranked number 19 in the world. And up in the top right will be the blue Protoss player, mouzMaNa, ranked number 23. Both of these players are excellent, and this should be a really exciting game. We got large rush distance, so we should probably be at least getting to the mid game, if not late game. And now mouzMaNa, picking up that pylon down at the ramp, probably going to be seeing a wall off to protect against an early Zergling rush, whereas LiquidTLO sending out that scout overlord. It's going to probably take a year and a half to get over there, and LiquidTLO and mouzMaNa actually talking to each other. That's not something you see often. So, not gonna fool me there, mouzMaNa. You did not leave the game. That probe is coming over, and he is going to check out this this base. Going to attack that drone, but there is nothing happening there. I don't know. Maybe if this drone keeps going on, he might be able to take out this entire drone line by himself. This probe going to go run over as TLO takes this fast expansion. Gonna get that before his pool. Looks like he is going for the long-term macro game as opposed to the micro. Meanwhile, mouzMaNa picking up his gateway over here at the ramp and a forge, going for the forge instead of the second gateway and then the cybernetics core. So he's definitely preparing for a longer game here. So here we go. Game's getting underway. TLO picking up his spawning pool down here before his gas. He is probably going to do some early Zerglings like usual, and this probe's still sticking around. The shields are gone though. If Mana miss-micros this thing, he could lose that probe, but it doesn't look like it. Not going to happen. He's going to get this probe out of there, and he will live to tell his probe friends about the wonders of the Zerg world. And meanwhile, TLO is picking up, or Mana, is picking up that Zealot. And these probes going to go over and saturate this this mineral line for this hatch that is almost done. Oh, no, they were going over there to kill this pylon that I did not see Mana picking up. He was going to try to proxy this base, but that is not going to happen. TLO is too good of a player for that, and instead he picks up this pylon down here to secure this natural expansion. And, yep, looks like this is just going to be a pretty standard game. This Zealot coming down to check things out a little bit. These drones starting to get this expansion to kick in, and looks like TLO is going to have a bit of an advantage in the macro game going into the beginning as usual, but no, actually Mana is picking up his fast expand over here. He is also committing to a macro game, and Protoss are very scary on 2 base, so if he can keep this going for long enough, just long enough to get this expansion to kick in, he will be very successful later on. This Overlord finally starting to make its way around. It is crazy how slow these things go. I think that I could go faster sleepwalking. And TLO is taking out these rocks here. Is he going to go for this fast expand this early, or is he just preparing for later? I don't know. We'll see, but I think it'd be kind of cool if he took it. Certainly has the minerals to take it. Meanwhile, we are seeing that cybernetics core on the way for the Protoss player and the assimilator. So still pretty standard build. We have the queen, and but no units on the way for LiquidTLO. He is just going drones right now. These Zerglings are all he's going to pick up, and he's getting that Overlord. But we've got some photon cannons, some static defense coming in for this for mouzMaNa, the Protoss player, and he is going to secure this expansion and kick in, saturating his mineral line right away. The income tab is pretty it looks less even than it is, because this expansion is going to kick in and bring Mana up to the top and even it out very soon. Yeah, Mana actually has more gas coming in than his opponent. The Zerg player is probably not going for a gas-heavy build. This probe is not going to survive. This queen is going to take it out, and there it goes. Sorry, probe. The Zerg world was not so wonderful for you, now was it? We've got looks like we're getting the third hatch at that high yield expansion. TLO is really going to macro it up in this game. This high yield will give him a major advantage if he can kick it in. Looks like we're getting a Zergling run by. Oh, these probes are going to try to escape, but no, they lost that probe, and they are going to be afraid of these static defenses because they will knock Zerglings around. And this Zealot knows he can't run in there because he will get surrounded, but this Sentry going to start picking off some Zerglings, and they will hit some probes and run off like the pussies they are. And nope, not before harassing that probe a little more. Get an Overlord just kind of hanging out over here and down here. Amusing Overlord placement. And we've got another Sentry on the way for the Protoss player, and that hatch is almost done, along with Zergling speed and ground carapace. So we are going to be seeing some ground armies. Queen moving over here. And Warp Gate is finally just about done for the Protoss player, which means we will probably be seeing his army growing quite a bit in a little bit. If we look at the units tab, right now the Protoss player is very far behind his opponent, but that will probably change very soon now that the gateways are finished. And looks like we're seeing, yes, another gateway coming down. More than that, 3 more gateways. He's going to have 4 gateways very soon, and that will show a sharp spike in his army size. These Zerglings working on these rocks, going to prepare for an assault later on. More Zerglings spread out all over the map. These gateways are about to finish for the Protoss player. Meanwhile, the Evolution Chamber coming along for the Zerg player. His second Evolution Chamber, actually. I should have obviously realized that at first. He is going to get both upgrades at once. He is going very upgrade heavy. That is not typical, but that could be very effective. We're getting the Lair Tech next. We could be seeing any number of things coming out at this point because this is going to be a very heavy macro game. A bunch of Zerglings come in. Could we be seeing some Banelings coming soon with that Lair Tech? And who knows? We'll see. And this mineral line is going to be harassed, and these Zerglings, oh, the nice force field placement. That is going to prevent anything happening to those static defenses or those pylons. These Zerglings are going to move back and take out this Zealot. Never could have possibly survived there. And some Zergling micro, just some nice harass, and these Zealots are going to warp in and stop any hopes of TLO doing any more damage, but he is spreading creep all over the map, and he is looking pretty good right now with these 3 bases all kicking in. Hallucination being researched for mana, whereas 8 more Zerglings warping in, and melee attacks is about half done. 12 more Zerglings coming in. He is going very Zergling heavy. And that is a pretty scary army of little Zerglings right there. He's getting a 4th hatchery. Wow, he is really spreading himself out. This is going to be a very heavy macro game for TLO. His income is going to be incredible. Yes, if we look at the income tab, they are actually pretty even right now. That is probably because this high yield has not quite kicked in for the Zerg player quite yet, and his drones are pretty spread out, but once he fully saturates these 3 bases, he is going to pull ahead. These 4 bases, actually, excuse me, because these 2 bases for the Protoss player are very heavily saturated, and that is not the case for any of the Zerg players' bases, largely because look at the units tab. The Protoss player has 4 more never mind, they are equal now. And 74 Zerglings for the Zerg player. That is a lot of Zerglings. And he could do some scary shit with those Zerglings, but there are 11 Stalkers for the Protoss player, and these can do some pretty respectable damage of their own. We're seeing an Infestation Pit and a Spire and a Hydralisk Den all go down at the same time, and a Roach Warren. All of these tech buildings going down at the same time for the Zerg player. Now that his macro has kicked in, he is going to tech up really quickly, and we're going to be seeing a variety of units down for the Protoss, the Zerg player, all at once. This hatchery just kind of chilling out there, nothing happening, nothing exciting, creep spreading around, but you know. And we've got some movement, some more Zerglings coming up here, just chilling out. We got a massive amount of Zerglings. That is a lot of Zerglings. That is so many Zerglings. I am very impressed with that number of Zerglings, but they will prove to be for nothing if the Protoss player has, like, Protoss player pushing at this. That must be why they were there. That hatch was pretty undefended, but these Zerglings going to be able to get us around on these two Stalkers, and they are going to inflict lots of damage on these Stalkers. There are a lot of Zerglings to only 11 Stalkers, and those, they're going to blink away, but they are going to lose another one. And are they going to lose another? Yes, they probably are. There's 2 Stalkers are in the red, 3 Stalkers in the red. There goes another one. There goes another one. This is a big loss for Mana. That was a lot of Stalkers. Another one down. There are only 3 Stalkers left. 2 Stalkers left. He's going to lose this one too. Maybe that Zergling speed really effective. He was able to chase down and kill all of those Stalkers, despite Stalkers being really fast and that blink advantage. But no, that Zergling speed was exactly what he needed right there, and they were able to keep pace with those Stalkers and take them out. Good choice researching that. And all of this tech on the same time. Pathogen glands, groove spikes, ground carapace level 2, melee attacks level 2, reconstitution, creep tumor. Okay, that's not that exciting. And we're going to see a hive come down for the Zerg player. He is all sorts of tech right now.